love you. You guys want me to bring my little brother out? I welcome to the stage my brother, my business partner, Derek Maxfield.
I don't know who chose the walk-on song, but I love it. Love it. Ooh, it's always hard to follow an act like that, and it's kind of hard to be last. I know you're tired. If you want to stand up and stretch, please, but I'm the last thing of the night, and I'm going to wind things down for us. As you know, I have 5 sisters. All of them are powerful women, like you saw from Sherilyn. You just saw just now from my sister Melanie. But Melanie has always had a particular interest in making sure that I understand the dominance of women. During one of our friendly sibling little arguments, she said, Derek, you know it's common knowledge that women have a much higher pain threshold than men. And I said, I don't know. I don't know that that's common knowledge. I was 10. She was 14. I was finally almost her size. And she said, okay then, I challenge you to a pain contest. Immediately, I was a little concerned because if you know Melanie, you know she can be devious. The rules, are only rules if she made them up. But I was caught up in the moment, in a macho moment, and I said, okay, yeah, so it's just pain, right? It's just pain. Yes, I was ready. So this is what we look like at that time, right there. I decided that moment I was going to represent the entire male population and decide this once and for all. So of course, in typical Melanie fashion, she decided all the actual pain events. All of mine were shut down. There was stabbing with a fork in the hand. There was pinching and twisting, and I always had to go first. It was like we would both do it at the same time, but she would kind of, all of a sudden, I would be pinching, but she would twist and turn and just grip, and okay. And I was like, oh, well, I lost just because of that? Yep. And I lost again and again, and finally it all ended up, we had a hot tub at this house, and she baked it up to like 108 degrees. And she said, Derek, this will prove it for sure. She sat in there and just smiled at me. Just a wicked smile. And sure enough, I lasted about 3 seconds. I got to my waist, and I was out of there, and I was in the snow in the backyard. I never challenged her to anything ever again. Wow. What a weekend this has been, right? We have a company mission, a company motto on our side, at the corporate side, that we are a mission-first company. We serve the presenters. Keep it simple, keep it special. I hope that we kept it special for you. What'd we do? I know you were here, but let's have a little recap, right? Thursday night, we had a party. And it was a party. The decibels reached 104 on the decibel meter, whatever that's called. The next day, we announced some products, and the decibels reached 105. When you heard about Splash, it was at 105. We announced a new market. And we were inspired and uplifted and trained by so many of our incredible Black status leaders. Thank you for that. Just this morning, we heard from the foundation. Who's that hottie in the gray pants? That's what I want to know. And we had, I mean, didn't she do amazing this morning? It was amazing. And how about the anticipation that she built up? How long did it take for you to clue in who she was about to bring out on stage? I heard gasps. I heard, wait, and it was like, could this be what and it was. We brought out Rachel Platten. And I hope that you see this, Rachel. We love you. Thank you so much for the way that you sang to us. And I would regret it if I didn't give a shout out to the corporate staff that came. They came here with a mission to serve you. They've been here for much longer. And there they are. Although I will say it has become a bit of a rite of passage. You know that you've been accepted in and trusted when you're allowed to come to the convention. Each department gets to send a few people, and they really do see it as a huge privilege. But this whole thing was put on by some incredible women, Tori and Shannon and the incredible team that they have. There they are right there. All right. I had so much fun this year. If you can share one more time. How about we do it again next year? And we go there. A few of us have pulled Tori aside and we're like, I mean, each convention has to get better. That's like a rule of our conventions. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we're going to make it even better next year, okay? All right. I drove the teleprompter people crazy because I did not submit a script until this morning. It's partly because of my speech impediment. It's like once I start writing it down, then my brain has time to start thinking of all the words that I can stutter on. And, but I did get one submitted. And I'm going to go off script probably a lot because the only way that I know how to speak to you is from the heart. And so many of you came up to me during this weekend and gave me hugs and had tears in your eyes and said, thank you. Thank you for what this company has done to my life. But I want to thank you for what this company has done to my life. You have helped me see my entire family be blessed. You have given me a new family, and you have helped me fulfill a promise to a friend on his deathbed. This is what I meant when I was talking to him. And this entire journey has confirmed to me, because even when I tried to predict the wildest growth, it was not even close to what we've done. That when God is behind you and you have the right cause, anything is possible. Anything. But in the history of Younique, there is one moment that stands out to me personally. That was the highlight of all of it. I want to show you a 3-minute video, but I need to give you a backstory to it. This video is of my wife, Shalane, at a Unified. And when you watch it, I want you to apply it to your own life, because this, to me, is the perfect embodiment and example of our mission as a company in action. I didn't realize that the mission of Younique was going to hit so close to home. This is not a story that I've shared. In fact, I told her just a few days ago, and I didn't realize this, but I had never told her this. And in so many ways, it's difficult for me to share it because it's painful. But it also answers the question that I get so many times. Why would a guy like you be so passionate about this mission, about this company, and about trying to empower women? What caused it? What was the impetus? I've been impacted by incredible women my whole life, but this specific mission to uplift and empower and validate, I know the day that the seed was planted. In 2011, I was semi-retired, and we were trying to figure out what we wanted to do. We bought a motorhome. We were going to travel around. We were going to have fun. We went to Yellowstone in it. And quickly we realized that 2-year-olds and 4-year-olds don't do that perfect example of just sitting down and having lunch in the motorhome. It was hard. In fact, it was harder because they could run around. But we had some great trips. And after one of those trips, I was cleaning out the motorhome, and I found a notebook, a spiral-bound notebook. And I opened it, and I started reading. And it was Shalane's journal from that trip. If you know Shalane, like I do, you know she keeps journals. Her mom is back home, and I asked her to send me this picture. There it is. Those are just the journals that are off limits to me. Coincidentally, years 1992 to 1998. What was she doing during those years? I want to know why I can't read the contents of those 6 years. I think we all know. No. But this day, and so I knew certain things were off limits. And I found this journal, I started reading, and I thought, I wonder if I should be doing this. But I did it anyway. I couldn't help myself. And what I read shook me to the very core. The woman that I loved with all my heart, that I loved more than I thought you could love another human being, did not love herself. She had a self-worth and a self-esteem that had been affected by many things, but it wasn't healthy. And my attempts to be a logical man and to try to solve problems was just making it worse. And it broke my heart. We had money. We had success. We had the perfect family. But suddenly I felt hopeless. I felt afraid. And I was terrified. I didn't know how to help her. I didn't know. And that was the day that the seed of Younique was planted in my heart. Because I know that there's so many women who feel that way. Women have the natural tendency to be unselfish. And I think us men sort of have the opposite, right? We go get it. And at times we can forget that we need to be selfless and we need to care about others. But she always put others first. Fast forward. I'll spare all, there's some details, there's some things that happened. But when she became engaged with the cause of the Younique Foundation, I think you've seen the change that it's made in her, but I want you to hear it. I want you to watch this 3-minute video, and I want you to try to apply it to yourself, please.
So if I can get through it, I want to share one more thought. And it's the message that I've recently started giving when I go up to the retreats to share with the participants. And it's something that I learned about myself that I hope will be useful to you. See, here come the tears. I realized somewhat recently that I have wasted the majority of my life living but not beneath my potential. And I think there are some valid reasons for it. One being that I never really thought that I had any potential. It never really occurred to me that I could become more than a country pumpkin, as Derek called it. He didn't know it was bumpkin. He thought it was country pumpkin.
But to be clear, I always thought you were awesome.
Yes, he did. But he teased me about being a country pumpkin, and he's from Idaho, so hello. Like, there's so much difference. Anyway, so I grew up in a small community. I didn't have the right last name. I don't have a college degree. And for so much of my life, I let those things define me and keep me small. And when I finally figured out, okay, these things are true about me, I call them my wrong truths. Because we all have things about ourselves that are true, but they're keeping us little. They're keeping us from becoming who we're intended to be because we're letting them. And when I recognized that I was listening to those wrong truths and started finding right truths about myself, like I have a really big heart, I have a willingness to serve others, and I have a deep desire to be a blessing to other people. That changed my life. It changed who I was and who I will become. And I hope that as you're processing what you've learned here this weekend, and in those moments that you have in quiet reflection to take a really good look at your life and your circumstances and yourself, if you're doing soul searching, that you will identify the wrong truth that you're listening to, and you will let it be what it is. And you will seek out the right truth about yourself, and you will let it empower you to become who you are intended to become so that you can be all that you're supposed to be. And that's my message. Those are nice.
Please. Lives are being changed every day. But just imagine how I felt in that moment when my wife of 17 years and my best friend had her life changed. She had something given to her that I couldn't give to her. We have to get it for ourselves. We have to get it for ourselves, and that's more priceless than anything that we can buy. And that is how you view yourself. How you view yourself is such a powerful part of our lives. Through opportunities of personal growth, she found in herself things that I already knew were there. She found self-worth. And speaking to all of the husbands in the world, if I could for just a minute, it is not our job to try to fix everything. Let them spread their wings. Let them find themselves. I want to move on to somebody else who's had a very big impact in my life this past year. His name is Rob Morris. He's about as far from a woman as you can get. Check out that, right there. And when I found out how he struggled with some self-esteem issues, I would joke with him. I would say, anybody with veins like that is not allowed to feel sorry for themselves at all. Because look at those. We're the same age. We grew up in the same hometown. I knew all about him. He didn't know me. This is him in high school. I show this picture for two reasons. One, look at that hair. And if you've seen him now, he doesn't have that. And the other reason is that school that he blanked, that was my high school. He was a freakish athlete. a charismatic guy, a popular guy. He was the kind of football player that made all the guys at my high school kind of question if football was really their thing anymore. He went on to the same college as I did, and he played for BYU, where he became a national phenomenon. He really did. If you followed football back in the late 90s, you knew about the freight train. They created a marketing campaign around the freight train. He loves that, by the way. You can talk to him about it. He hates being called the freight train. He went on to be a first-round draft pick for the Indianapolis Colts. He survived an injury that would have ended nearly every career. His right quad in his first year tore off of the knee completely. And he came back from that, and he had a great career. He lived the life that so many schoolboys like me dreamed of, right? He became a Super Bowl champion. And all the while, he struggled with self-doubt. Inside of himself, he felt like at times, and I know this because he has shared it with me, not because it was evident at the time. He was a man's man. He struggled with feeling that, yeah, but that's all I'm good at. That's all that I am. That flabbergasted me when he would start to share with me self-doubt and how he looked up to me. This is the guy that I had followed for my whole life. And then in 2008, he retired from the game by doing the same thing to his left knee. His quads were too powerful for his knees. And he retired, and that's when life became even more difficult for him. If you attended one of his breakout sessions, he has shared some of that with you. It's an incredible story, right? I won't go into the details of that. But the summary is he has found a new confidence now, and in the strangest of places, right here with the Y family. He works hard. He works hard for an annual salary that's less than one game check. Why do I tell Rob's story? Because look at him. No amount of success, no amount of external validation, other people telling him he was awesome, could change what he felt on the inside. Only being a part of a community and serving others. He's friends with a lot of people back at Younique, but he's especially friends with those who need a friend. He loves everyone, but more importantly, he's learning to love himself. And that's a powerful thing. So, something that you see in common with them both. Others saw things that were incredible with them. So the summary is live the mission. Love others, serve others, uplift others. Ultimately, it's the best thing that you can do for yourself. And one more person. Whitney, husband, how about her? I love her story. I love her story because in so many ways, it's the mission of the company. And I'm not talking about what she achieved financially. Read her quote. I was raised to believe in myself, right? When you're a young girl, how many are confident? Almost all of them are, right? And different things affect that. For her life, she had her own challenges. And Younique reminded me that I still had that girl with big dreams inside of me. How many of you have a girl with dreams that are still inside of you? Spread your wings. So now I'm going back to where I started. I love to hear that the company has changed your life. I used to just try to say, no, because people try to attribute it to me. I know what you mean is the Y family, this mission, this company has changed your life. And that's awesome. We are a community. And whether it be a lawyer who can go back home with her daughter, or a brand new presenter who hasn't seen any financial success yet, but she has confidence to post a selfie of herself online. Both are just as powerful. I love seeing unified sisters who are new friends for life. Team members who uplift and support each other through their trials. People they've never met are more than just a sister. You uplift and you're there for each other. That is the mission of our company. And now I'm getting to the core of what I want to share with you tonight. In my opinion, the single greatest influencer on our happiness and on our state of mind is how we view ourselves. But the best way to do it is to love others, to give yourself to others. That is the mission of Younique. And let's do it. One more special moment to me. How many of you remember this moment? My life changed that day. As you know, I've struggled with a speech impediment. I don't know if you've heard it much during this speech. I feel the stutter coming on 4 or 5 words ahead, and I change and I pivot. But I don't stutter nearly as much as I used to, because that day I was speaking about something bigger than myself. For the first time since I was 19 years old, I didn't care that I stuttered. There was something else that needed to be done. We appreciate your support to the Younique Foundation. We appreciate it so much. Here's some stats for you. At the convention, 1,805 blankets donated. Just while you've been here, total donations, $54,000, 845. And since you heard it from Chris, I can say it too. Shalane and I will definitely triple that. That's how it works. But the most important stat to me on all of them is that 63% of you gave something. Thank you. $6,100 notes of encouragement to survivors were written during this. And over the course of, since we launched the ability for you to donate, you as a Y family, just you, have given $585,000 to. That's from what you give from your commissions, and that's from what we get from Roundup. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for those donations. You are allowing me to fulfill a dream and a vision. And I didn't know that it was going to also do what I wanted more than anything else, and that is be the source of uplifting and empowering and validating the love of my life. Thank you for doing that. So we ask for your voice. We ask for your voice. I talk about these statistics, but the ones that we can't fully quantify is what awareness we have created. The statistic that I used to talk about the most, and that we as a foundation always talk about, is the 1 in 4. That's very alarming, right? 1 in 4 women will have been abused before they turn 18. But the statistic that bothers me even more is that 60% of those will never speak of it. They bear it alone. They assume that it's a burden that they should bear the shame of it, because they don't want to interrupt the lives of others. They don't want to be the one that's going to cause family problems. And I'm not telling you that in every situation that you need to do that, but in every situation, you need to talk about it. We will take away the secrecy and the misplaced shame. We will take away the guilt that is completely misdirected. Something that happened to them when they were a little girl that they could not control does not need to affect, back to my message, how they view themselves. And I hope that just like I did in Dallas, I hope that here I can start a similar movement of women who will be willing to speak about it for the first time. It's okay. It may sound cliche, but with this company, we are changing lives. And I want to end on something that you may not expect. I want to debunk a myth that you need to get in early in this company for you to succeed. I spent 12 years supporting a lot of other direct sales business, writing a lot of their compensation plans. I know all about them. I did not make a compensation plan that gives a reward for when you joined Younique. There are wall of influence presenters in the crowd tonight who are yellow, who are pink, who are blue, who are green, who are orange. And there are wall of influence presenters who are not even a part of the company yet. How do I know this? Because I geek out on it all the time. And everything else has happened. I could not predict the growth, but everything with the compensation plan and how many we have at each status, I'm just going to be arrogant. It's all happened exactly how I calculated it up in that attic. It just happened a lot faster. I'm going to show you a video that we made while we were here about this celebration of being 500,000 presenters. Let's roll the video.
Why do you have to be so far away?
Okay, look behind the camera, real happy, and yeah, there you go.
But did you already start it?
Yeah.
Are you ready for me?
So much easier on selfie cam to do
I
this.
know,
Okay.
Pressure
No, that's okay. Okay.
Okay, go ahead when you're ready.
Hi, my name is Jackie Jensen. I am from Twin Falls, Idaho, and I am presenter number 98,647.
My name is Amy Ray. I'm presenter number 83,225. I'm presenter 1910.
55,262.
79,491.
And I'm presenter number 30.
264,968. 4,085.
We just hit 500,000 presenters, and I can't wait till we're at 1 million.
Just join us. It's so much fun, and you guys will love to be part of Younique.
And I just want to tell you, it doesn't matter what you present a number is, there's room for everybody at the top.
And no matter when you start, whether it's today or yesterday or 2 years ago, there's always room for you at the top.
It doesn't matter what number you are. If you work hard and work smart and build your team, you will find success too. If you're presenter number 1 or presenter 500,000, you can make it to the top.
No matter if you start today or tomorrow, you're going to have so much success in this company. We are just getting started.
Everybody can have different success at different points.
Younique has completely changed my life. I absolutely love it.
And it doesn't matter what presenter number you are, you've got this. You can totally do this.
You can do anything that you dream of with Younique.
What I love about Younique is it really doesn't matter what number you are. What it matters is what you put into this business and how much you can get out of it and help yourself, other women, and empower women around the world.
It doesn't matter what number you are because you determine your success. It doesn't matter when you start, the sky is the limit with Younique.
And if I can do this, anybody can do this because we don't sell, we share.
And it doesn't matter what number you are somebody here.
You can be awesome at the beginning, you can be awesome yesterday, you can be awesome tomorrow. Start now.
Can't wait till we hit 1 million.
The opportunity is still vibrant. What number will you be when we hit 1 million presenters?
But success starts when you do, so join today.
How many of you have received your special keychain to celebrate this? You will be able to say, I was a part of Younique before they hit the 500K. You will be able to say, I was a part of Younique at the St. Louis convention, because you will also be able to say, I was a part of Younique when there was only one convention. No, I'm not hinting at anything. Well, I'm sort of hinting because, like I said, I have not been able to predict how quickly things would play out, but I have been pretty spot on as far as what would happen at the, and I know exactly what's going to happen between 500,000 presenters and 1 million presenters. There's some pretty amazing things. A lot of lives will be changed. And there will be a day when we won't fit in a single convention center. We're building an empire. We really are. And that empire cares about every woman. We care about every woman. If we had 500 presenters or 500,000 presenters or 5 million presenters, our mission will never change. My motives will never change. What we do as a company, what we're trying to do as a business, and the symbol that we are trying to be to the world will never change. That is my promise. I love you guys. Have a great night. Thank you.